What's going on, people? Welcome back to AFTV. You've joined us again. It's Tuesday. We're back on our regular slot, myself and Curtis, for the Tuesday live. Listen, I've had a... Well, firstly, big up Curtis. Welcome, Curtis, my brother. Everything good?
Yeah, all good, bro. Just go, man. I know what you're on anyway.
Cool. As obviously, these lives, we're just going to have to give you an update. You've seen the title, so I'm just going to try to run through the things that's kind of happened before we get to the main talking topic of today. I can already see people talking about Zubimendi not happening and Gyorkeres and Sesko. We're just going to get through. We're going to get through and we'll try and get... I haven't got Ryan in the background, so I'll have to make my polls myself, which I'll do in a second. But let's just start with kind of catching everyone up. So just flicking through Sky Sports, also looking through what's going on in the football world just before doing this live. First update is the Premier League are confirmed, I think, for since 2000 and... what do they say, 16 or 18? Basically, they confirmed that away tickets will be £30 again. That's the cap for away tickets, which is good. Yeah, I mean, it's mad. Obviously, people, if you go home and away, there's also ticket touts. Obviously, you can always end up getting tickets for a lot more nowadays, especially for Arsenal games. It's harder to get tickets, but it's good to know that, especially when even like the fans from abroad, they come in, they don't really know what the going rate is. So it's good that now, you know, it's capped. It's always been capped at £30 for the past couple of years, and they're sticking to that as well. So that is for, I think, for many fans, not even just away fans, but for majority of fans that they've now reconfirmed. All Premier League clubs unanimously, by the way, have voted for it to stay at £30 for away tickets. So I had to update everyone on that. I think that's bloody good news. Thank God for that, and then hopefully long may that continue, because inflation, Arsenal doing well. I know it's not just Arsenal's all teams, but they listen. Inflation is peak, black. I'll be honest. I got a yard. I'm buying things day 10. I'm like, brother, a couple of weeks or months ago, this was not this price. What is happening?
Yeah,
I'm getting a price out of everything right now. So yeah, a common example. I had my floor just kind of had a few slabs redone. I bought them, I think, for like £60 or £80 originally, the original like wooden bits. I went back today to buy a box, which was like £80 or £60. I last bought them 2 years ago. Now it's 145 or something stupid per box.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yo, I said inflation for the nation, precipitation, blood clap. That's happening, but that's an update. My voice is a bit croaky and whatnot. Last night, Baller League, SDS, if you don't know, it's here for Arsenal, but check out what happened. We made it into the top 4. Crazy. Last minute of the game, we needed a draw. It happened. We're in top 4 for that. We're going to do the main thing in 1 second. Last thing as well, which I'm working on, yeah. Again, Curtis, this is our lives. I'm trying to get the guests. I'm trying to build some things up.
Come on.
I've got a new friend, yeah? I did Unity Cup last week. You was at Unity Cup actually last week as well. Big up the Jamaicans. I know we didn't win, but I can't lie. The thought of all of us together, we was all there. Me, Curtis,
it was good. It was good.
It was a good vibe. Charlie, everyone was there. Charlene, it was a proper good vibe, especially having all of us there representing Jamaica. But the few days before that, I was doing Jamaica versus... No. Actually, it was that game. It was that game. The final was Jamaica versus Nigeria, right? I'm on the pitch now. Cool. I'm working, as we always are. A player comes up to me and says, yo, can I get your number? Blah, blah. I want to go Baller League, whatnot. I have a bit of affiliation there. Cool. Takes my number. Obviously, he's asked me. I'm not really clocking who it is at the time. He's then put his number in my phone and saved his name. Boom. It's Nathan Teller. Big him up by Leverkusen. Invincible. I said, bro, by Leverkusen. Good player, by the way. But I don't know why I didn't tweet who it was first. Then I tell Ty and that, and he goes, yeah, I used to watch him in the academy. I said, oh my God, he was at Arsenal. And I said, cool. So I looked after him yesterday and I said, what? Would you come on AFTV, little live or something? He said, yeah, just shout me if I'm in the UK, blah, blah, whatever. We'll sort out. So I said, cool. Curtis.
Who's he playing for now? I think he was at Leverkusen one year.
Leverkusen, but I think the way he was talking is nothing's been confirmed yet on where they haven't confirmed if he's going to, I think, re-sign. So he's not really on coming back to the UK straight away. He said, I'd like to play in Europe more first, whether it's Spain, Italy, whatever, Germany, saying whatnot, saying Germany. He goes, I said, what? Not the Premier. He said, nah. I don't know if I was shocked by it. You know, you just think, I think nowadays players, want to play in Europe a bit more than what they used to do. I know you know what I mean? I think now they see the opportunity and see what can be done. I mean, you saw like when Sancho went Dortmund, you see Bellingham as well, what he done when he made his kind of career over in Spain and whatnot, and Germany. Like, so I think I don't know. I suppose like I know he was shocked. I saw on his page, and now we follow each other and stuff. I saw like he's got the ring, the invincible ring. They got the chassis.
Invincible.
He's living life. He's living life. Big boy whippers. I said, yo, listen. To be fair, if he was in the UK, he'd probably be at a Prem club, so makes sense. But I said, yeah, he's living all right. So
we need to get some guests on, man.
Yeah, we need to start bringing through some guests. And that's on me. Listen, don't worry. Pipeline people. Let's do the stuff that everyone's talking about just quickly, which is the Martin Zubimendi deal. I see on Twitter, Martin Zubimendi off, and all these quotes. So I'll read the quotes, everyone, and then we'll talk about strikers, what we're here to do, strikers and the attackers, because I think that's what all Arsenal fans want to hear at the moment is, are we signing a striker? But before that, today, today Martin Zubimendi did a press conference, and this is what was said. Martin Zubimendi said, "My future ? It will be a long summer." Didn't love that. "I don't know how it will end." Don't love that either. And then the report goes, "If Xabi Alonso calls me," he was replying to the report. He says, "If Xabi Alonso calls me to join Real Madrid, I've always said Xabi is my idol, and it was a privilege to have him as my coach at LA Real B." And then he goes and said, "If he called me now, I don't want to talk about the hypothesis, I suppose, hypotheticals. I'd rather talk about the present. It would be disrespectful to talk about that while I'm on national team duty." And then he's I think goes and say, "I posted pics on Spanish Beach while rumors, and I'm in London doing a medical exams for Arsenal." He put, "Yes, I did that not to make it clear those rumors were not true." Basically, let me break this down for you. People are saying that, listen, the report was basically begging and he was forcing Zubimendi to give an answer about, come to Real Madrid, basically. Yeah. So that was his response. It's not set in, there's no concrete saying this thing's not coming to Arsenal, he's signing for Real Madrid, because Real Madrid don't need a CDM right now. There's not like a massive link that he's going to go there. The reporter just obviously really wants him at Real Madrid, and don't get it twisted. I see reporters do that with Arsenal when we see players.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get it twisted. If right now, if there was some strike, if we see Gyorkeres, I'm sure there's an Arsenal reporter right now in one of his press conferences, if he's doing any on international duty or whatnot, saying Arsenal are looking for a striker and trying to force him to say, yeah, you coming to Arsenal or whatnot. These things happen, especially in these times. These reporters and journalists, they know what they're doing. They know what's going to get traction, especially with our fan base, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
Real Madrid, Arsenal, easy clicks, easy traction. They know what they're doing. So it's not like the Zubimendi deals off. From what I know, no, let me not do that. From what I assume, this is a dangerous game. It
is dangerous.
This transfer window era, you got to be careful what you say. From what I assume, and from what I assume, that Martin Zubimendi, that deal is pretty much done. Funny enough, it's Arsenal, so things take effing
forever, of course. Can I just say, today, I don't know if you saw, I think it was Gunnar Blog put in the Athletic that he said that basically Sociedad want to delay the deal until the start of July, so that it goes on sort of next year balance sheet. It kind of renews on the 30th of June. So I don't know how true that is, but it was interesting what Zubimendi said. I get it, like the reporters trying to back him into a corner and say, "Oh, Real Madrid," but it kind of felt like if you've signed for Arsenal already, he could have kind of poured cold water on it. It's kind of like he wanted it to be out there. Because I'm thinking, if you're him, let's say he's agreed verbally to sign for Arsenal, but it's being delayed until the 1st of July. And we know that Real Madrid would be the dream move for any Spanish player, with Xabi Alonso being the manager. I wonder if he was just trying to, listen.
But if Real Madrid I wouldn't mind it. I'm
going Arsenal, but if you need a defensive midfielder, we can drop that, and I'll go Hala Madrid. That's what it felt like to me.
And also, again, my initial thoughts is he's coming to Arsenal, but there is a niggling thing that says, Cecil, you know how things work. The agent might be saying, "Yo, just maybe just highlight it," because they might push. Arsenal might panic, and then we might have agreed a fee. But if Real Madrid come knocking and you can negotiate a little bit more, we might get a little bit more here, depending on how far the deal's done. But like you said, I don't think nothing really might not have been even written and signed paper-wise. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's a good point, you know. He could actually be just manipulating that news to get Arsenal to say, look, man, I know we agreed 100 grand a week, but Madrid have been texting my agent. I need 150. So, yeah, man, it's easy to manipulate the media nowadays, isn't it, and get stories out there. Because I'm getting messages going, Zubimendi's going Madrid. It's off. They're lying. I'm like, yo, relax. But I get the frustration because we thought that deal's been done from January. So we're sort of saying, why haven't you announced it at the start of June while Liverpool are signing players, United about to sign their second player? So it's just that thing with Arsenal.
Does it annoy you? Because me and Robbie and that were in the office yesterday. I kept saying, even today, I put a title in for this show in the chat, and I was like, where are the signings, or why has nothing been confirmed? I was going to go something like, do we need to move faster? And I feel like every window, I remember like the Calafiori welcome video, like we filmed that weeks before we flew all the way to when LA, then we also went to Philadelphia. We had that in the can for time. And I was like, brother, like, how is it taking? We knew Calafiori was done time ago. Even this, like you just said there, they were teasing this after even before I think we got knocked out of the Champions. Yeah, before we got knocked out of the Champions League, we were teasing. So I was like, when we thought we knew we weren't gonna probably end up winning the league, when Liverpool kind of cleared, that's when they started teasing, don't worry, guys,
Zubimendi's coming. Yeah.
So I'm like,
that solves everything.
Yeah, that old chest. I'm like, teams are signing players already. So why have you not? If it's coming, surely should have. I can't say that. That sounds crazy. But surely they should have got it done by now. If I said that,
it's a good job Ryan's not about.
Surely should have.
Yeah. Why for that still? But anyway, do you know what with Arsenal, bro? They've been doing this for years. By the time they announce a deal, the excitement's usually gone out of the deal, bro, because we've signed them about 5 times before you actually see the player holding up the shirt. You know what I mean? So when they turn up, you're like, yo, I don't want to talk about that anymore. You know?
I think like we keep talking about Sesko and Gyorkeres, but like they're not even like semi-confirmed yet. Zubimendi should have been done. I mean, like you said, by now there'll be compilations on X. There'll be photos of him in the shirt, in the Arsenal shirt, that people have made.
Yeah,
weeks into it, bro, and we ain't even confirmed. I'm like, why do we take so long? Like, what is it? I don't know. Is it Arsenal? Because it seems to notoriously be us. I don't know if there's other clubs. There might be other fans in here. There normally is. There's normally haters, but it feels like we're always the last to do things. We will say, or we'll have the rumors, but we're always the last to confirm it. I don't know what it is. It's getting frustrating. He might be, like we just spoke about, maybe he's doing that thing in the press to maybe bump up a wage, bump up a salary, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I still think it is the reporter just trying to get something out of him and probably just trying to get some Real Madrid traction, and Arsenal traction. But that was said, like I said, I'm quite confident from where I sit today that he will be an Arsenal player. I don't know when he's going to be confirmed. We've even done a welcome video, I can say.
Oh, here we go. So you've been dancing around the Emirates again, yeah?
Hey, welcome video season back.
You can't wait, but it could be a big summer as well.
I could be dancing a lot. No, I'm joking, people, because I got stopped at Wall. They said, Cecil, no more dancing. Listen, sometimes there's not dancing, but sometimes there is. And this one, my Scooby-Doo fans, I promise you, you'll like this one.
Oh no, you've done that. You've gone down that road. Jeez. Dooby-dooby-doo, where are you? Oh.
But people, all entertainment, you'll enjoy it.
It's entertainment. Do you know what I want to know though, bro? More than anything, how good is this guy? Like, I'll be real. I've watched him play about 4 times. He got rinsed against United, Casemiro, and then man bullied him. But then he was brilliant in the Euros final, and then I've seen him a couple of league games. Looks good on the ball, very good on the ball, which you can tell Arteta wants. But I'm kind of like, I'll be honest, people, and people can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Like, when I've watched him, I'm like, is he better than Thomas Partey? Like, I think Partey maybe still keeps the shirt for a little bit, and you kind of ease Zubimendi in, but he hasn't signed a new deal yet. So,
I mean, obviously, I've done the in-depth research. Like, okay, CDM, he mainly plays. He's 26 years old. He's right-footed. He's an intelligent player, like you said. Is he? For me, is he a ceiling raiser or floor raiser, whatever the quote is? I don't know. I think he comes in and he's to me, he's like a Marino. When we signed Marino, I wasn't like gassed, but I was like, it's probably a good signing. Euro winner, coming to the midfield, it's depth. Zubimendi, I think people flip different ways. I think some people really rate him, some don't. For me, I don't think he's one that gets me super excited. I think, again, I feel like the Marino thing. I feel like it's good depth. He is a good player. I think, he's his positioning. Sometimes I think somebody said here, Zubimendi is a Jorginho replacement. I think that's what he's similar to. I think they have
like a mobile Jorginho.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're both very intelligent players. I think they're both very intelligent players. But and again, I've got a stat here. I don't want to give away too much of the welcome video, but long passes in behind is his strength. He has completed over 1,300 passes with pass accuracy of 84% more. Well, actually, no, 1,300 passes, long passes last season. That was more than Odegaard and Declan Rice combined in Premier League. So he's a man who wants to get on the ball and move the ball forward. The question is, it's funny, I said long passes is his strength, but do we have anyone to run it like Havertz?
Yeah, he's great at long passes, but you got Marino chasing it and Havertz. Oh dear.
Running over, just getting outrun by the centre back. So I was just like, I remember I was researching the stats and watching. I was thinking, wow, he finds good pockets. He's intelligent. He pings it, and these balls are good. But I'm thinking, we got no one to run onto them. So I don't know. Listen, I think he's an okay player. Like I said, he's not someone I'm jumping for joy at. Because and also, do you know what? Arsenal done that for us as well. Like we can. They've spoken about it since bloody start of the year. So man can't get jumping and excited and gas for that. So I don't know. We'll see when he arrives. Let me do some super chats and then we'll get into some striker talk. Taron says Taron. Bloody hell. Taron says, big up Curtis and Cecil. Best duo on YouTube. I love that. Come on.
There you go.
Best duo on the pitch as well. Don't you know? Oi! Claude Cup's it's coming.
I know, I heard. I'm ready, man.
Claude Cup's no, I've got some. I can't say it on here.
All right.
Someone massive looking to be part of it. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
Huge. I can't do it now, people. I will drop the exclusive probably on our live because I want to keep it, but right now I can't do it. But let me tell you, private jet coming across the water. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Big deal. Anyway, Martin Lynch says, yes, Curtis. Has Cecil got a Sesko dance video lined up for when we sign Sesko? Sesko. Wait, Sesko does the arm like, bro. No, he's actually no good dance. Yeah.
Drew Hill and that, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I haven't got anything planned yet for Sesko. I'll be honest. Gyorkeres though.
Sweden. And all that. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
Bane. Come on, Arsenal, man. Stop playing. That's
a serious one, isn't it?
A movie. That's a
movie.
Brother, I'm gonna be hanging off the tree backwards, upside down. Batman. But don't play with me. You know I would. So.
It's mad. He will.
Stay there.
Look, he's probably got a Batman mask. You know what I mean? The man's got it already. Yo, why is this James saying what I'm against? What did James say? He said in the comments, why are you against Curtis? Why are you against Gyorkeres? Bro, I don't know if you watch my videos. I'm very much a Gyorkeres fan ahead of Sesko. Look at this guy. You better hope we sign these players like Scooby-Doo, Batman, and we end up signing like different players.
I know. That's the worst thing about the summer. I put all this effort in and get ready, and then we have to delete a load.
We got Sancho on loan. Oh damn!
The Mudryk one I had, man had a whole blonde, mad thing, bro. I had to just throw that in the bin.
Dash it away. Bro, I wish he was doing this when we signed Aubameyang and them players. Imagine,
brother, Ozil,
and Sanchez.
Oh my god,
would have been mad.
Mental. I wish I was. Howard says, I feel like we are a construction company because all I hear is concrete talk. Question. we laugh. I can't see the comments. Is there people? I don't know. Let me read
No,
this.
it's cracking. I said this the other day, bro. Every minute, concrete talk. How high is his ceiling? You know, all of that, bro. What are we, a building firm? You know what I mean?
Unpresidential, war chair. It's all the same stuff.
Yeah, all of that, man.
How will they both fit in tactically and formation wise? So, I mean, he's started the question with the super chat and what the title is. So we'll move forward to that. I know you got some Nico Williams took news to talk about. We'll talk about that after we kind of go into this. So he said, how will they both fit tactically and formation wise? And I think this is where we can kind of delve deep into it because I mean, Sesko and Gyorkeres. I want to make a poll because do people want both? Do I want both? Do you want both, Curtis? Or would you rather? I think. I mean, I'm leaning towards Gyorkeres more than Sesko. I think majority are. But would you want both, or would you? Is there a Gyorkeres and someone else you'd prefer? Because I have a preferred player I'd want instead of Sesko. Go on, talk to me on both.
Well, I think first of all, you know what I mean. We're not getting two strikers. I wish we was. Do you know what I mean? Because I said this the other day on the buy, sell, keep thing. I said I would sell Havertz and I would get two strikers because I think that story's done for me. And I think people compared it to like Darwin Núñez. Couple years at the club didn't work. Liverpool are going to try and shift him. We've had Havertz a couple of years, hasn't really worked, but I bet we end up keeping this guy for like 5-6 years, probably extend his contract. So listen,
you said sorry, Scott. You said get rid of Havertz, get two.
Yeah, I would get rid of Havertz, get two.
What happens to Jesus?
Well, Jesus goes when he comes back, but he's out till like November and in December, so no one's going to buy him injured. I think if you are going to buy two strikers, they've got to have different kind of profiles. So I want somebody a bit different, but I can't see us buying two. So I like Osimhen. I like Alvarez. I like Alvarez at Atletico as well. I think he's a top player. But for me, I'm just Gyorkeres. Gyorkeres is the guy, bro. I'm telling you, not Sesko. Like, do you know what? I put a video out today about them both. A lot more balance. I tried to just be fair and say, look, this is why I think Arteta wants Sesko, because you watch Sesko, he moves around the pitch a lot. He plays in a front two. So you know what it's like back in the day. You're playing a front two. The two of you move. One stays high, one drops, blah, blah, blah. Gyorkeres is like 18-yard box. I'm trying to score goals. You know, he's like a Diego Costa. And I think Arteta loves this striker that moves all over the pitch and drops deep and links up play and all those sorts of things. But I just think we need the gunman. We need the goal scorer. I agree. Listen, I'd be happy with Osimhen. I'd be happy with Gyorkeres. Sesko, I think, has got potential. I just don't think he's the answer to what we need right now. I think you're putting a lot of pressure on somebody that's never like performed at that level, 13 league goals. But I think it will be Sesko. I'll be honest. I think that's who he's going to go for.
It keeps saying, like you said, the building firm. It feels like I've just seen you see concrete talks with Sesko now and all this. I'm like, and it feels like Arteta. Well, I don't know. The media might be pushing to say it's Arteta's choice that he kind of wants Sesko and he likes him more than Gyorkeres, and they've kind of positioned it like Andrea Berta wants Gyorkeres, Arteta wants Sesko. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how the validity of that, if I'm honest, but that's kind of how it's been pushed in the media. For me, I'm not. I'll be real, actually. I haven't watched loads of Sesko. But I've watched a load of people discussing this whole topic massively. Even on X, there's that girl that watches him week in, week out, and she broke it down. She was like, he's not clinical. He's raw. He's Arsenal shouldn't really be signing this. And he can score a goal. He can definitely he can finish a shot. But she was saying about his passing is terrible. Like his link-up play is terrible. Like when it comes
to that video.
Yeah, that video. I think went triple platinum, if I'm honest, on X. I saw loads of people resharing it, but she was like, I watch him week in, week out. And when it comes to like linking up short passes and bringing in the team, he misplaces passes. He's still very raw, but he can find the back of the net. But so still, she's like, I don't think you should be going for. It was an Arsenal story. She's an Arsenal fan. So she says, I don't think we should be going for Sesko, but Gyorkeres seems to be more complete. And I think from the eye, I mean, I've watched Gyorkeres a lot more than Sesko, and I just think I like that profile of player. But if you're gonna get, for me, Sesko or Gyorkeres is the title. Could we get both? For me, I think it'd be silly for Arsenal to go for the same sort of profile of striker, even though one for me is a bit better than the other, then going for like a Gyorkeres and Alvarez, which obviously that's what Ajit says there. But for me, I'm looking at different levels. I know everyone gets on my back, but Gyorkeres, João Pedro. I like João Pedro. If you're gonna get rid of
João Pedro, yeah, I like João Pedro, but
I like João Pedro. I do. We've been linked to him. There's other players out there. There is definitely other players out there. Even if you get a Gyorkeres, we're not getting Mbeumo now. He's obviously confirmed to go to well, his number one choice to go to Man United. That's what he would. But like that, if you're gonna get one like a Gyorkeres, I wouldn't be over the moon and thrilled if Arsenal went and got Sesko as well. Of course, I'm talking hypothetically because Arsenal don't really do these two big signings in that one position regularly ever. Vince says 200 million available. That is a very good point. I saw an AFTV post about it, that we have 200 million available to spend before we haven't even sold anyone yet, but that's what's available for Champions League money and all that. So there is money there. So I think fans can put pressure on the board and put pressure on the club to spend big this summer. And rightly, we didn't spend in Jan. Like and the Jan before that, I think, and maybe a couple more Jans before that. So I really think this summer we really can ramp up the pressure. Say spend the effing money, because there's not really an excuse not to. And I can see people saying, you know, Ivan Toney is the Ollie. It's going to end up being Ollie Watkins, isn't it? But like,
no, not right now.
But Pedro. I mean, I don't think we're going to get Pedro and that. But even a Rodrigo and a Gyorkeres, like I wouldn't like to see Arsenal go Sesko and Gyorkeres. Like I said, they're two similar profiles to me that I won't love. I would like one big brute of a striker that can bully defenses and run in behind and score goals, and then one that's kind of that falls into what Arteta likes with the Jesus sort of formula and Alvarez sort of formula. Even like I said, the João Pedro, I think suits him a bit more. But it's an interesting topic. We're going to stay on it. Let me just read some of these super chats that popped up whilst we've been talking. Prince Brandon says, Valentine. I don't know if I'm trying to get, if he's trying to clickbait me here.
You gotta be careful, man. You see what they done to Laurie on Friday, bro. It's all mad.
Did they catch him?
Yeah, they got him bad as well.
Well, I'm just going to say, I don't know who that person is that you're referencing, but over Zubi, trust me, okay? Thank you very much.
Yeah. Look, I'm giving you.
Yeah, don't want to see it. I hear it. But Tommy, I have a hue. Okay, I get you. I mean, listen, brother. I've been at AFTV now. Let me just give Mandem a reality check. 5 years, yeah. I've done this, so I can check. I've learned. Sometimes you catch us, Laurie. I need to go watch that one, but you know we've been doing this. Thank you. Even Curtis even prompted me. We was up. Cool. We're not going to fall for that one. I have a hue at my MLS club, New York, to replace Nelly. Okay. Waste of a super chat, but thank you anyway. Josh Hard says, I think Goncalo, I can never say his name. Goncalo Ramos from PSG is a better fit. He's more complete, and PSG don't play with a centre forward anymore. We can get him, keep Jesus.
I don't think he's that good, Ramos, though, man. He's expensive as well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Watching PSG, you know, should I feel envious? Do you feel envious? Do you feel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because like, but the thing is, we play not this season that just went, but we play good football, yeah. And I felt like other teams were jealous of our football. I watch PSG and think, nah, we're not there yet. And that upsets me. Because I'm like, we have young, exciting players, but we don't play like how they play. Why? I'm just like, why is that? Even Coutinho, I forgot he was at Wolves. Wolves, right? Yeah. Bro, when that clicked, I said, oh my days. And he bossed it. I said, what are we like? What are we do? We have to hit these levels, and we can, but we're not seeing it. So I watch PSG and think, can we get there? What do we need? What do we need, guys, to get that?
Do you know what I think, bro? When I watch PSG, is like, I think we're like 60% of the team. So starting from the goalkeeper, like 60% of the way forward, I think we can match those teams. I think that final like 40%, I think we're lacking. When I watch like PSG play, not only are they quick and free flowing, they've got freedom. You see when they attack Dembele, back heel, Vitinha 1-2, Doué's dropping step overs. I don't see that in Arsenal. Do you know what? I don't watch Arsenal that often anymore and get excited by the way we play or an individual. I don't often come off a watch along and go, oh my God, did you see how he played for us today? We're a system-based team. We kind of wear teams down and then take the chances when we get them. You're coming off watch-alongs or you're watching the game, you're going, oh my God, this kid Due is unbelievable. Or you're looking at Kvaratskhelia and you're going, why didn't we buy him in January? Dembele, bro. Man's been a winger pretty much his whole career. He's going to win the Ballon d'Or playing up front. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? He's going to win the Ballon d'Or. Vitinha costs the same as Fabio Vieira and bro, like Luis Enrique created one of the most exciting Barcelona teams I think we've ever seen with Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. Yeah. He likes the front three to just go and attack people, and I don't think we do that enough. Our front three is very controlled and robotic to me. So that's what I think we need. We need a bit more excitement in the team.
Yeah, because if you want the truth from me, I think this doesn't sound mad, but that PSG team is saving football as well, because I'm like, yeah, they're saying like I watched that game and was in awe, and I was like, are we getting back to the, I don't know, creative midfielders that are really dictating games, wingers that can actually just run at their fullbacks? I mean, we spoke about it in our last live about, you know, we have like even Thierry speaks about it. I think I was with James actually saying, you know, why are you not beating your man? And then Thierry's like, you only have to do it once, like keep going at him. And he speaks about, you know, Carragher, they laugh at that video, but he stopped me more times than I beat him. But like nowadays, we don't even see footballers going and attack their players. When I was playing, like that was your job. Give them a headache, run at them, get them turning, facing their, like all of that. Nowadays, it's phases of play, it's build up, it's passing patterns, it's turn out, keep possession. F all that. Like PSG, you watch them, like you said, it was free flowing. And then I questioned myself. I was like, yeah, but Arsenal, I tried to do the whole, when teams play us, they play a low block. So, but bro, they just played Inter Milan, brother. Like, come on, defensively, they are solid. And they had them scat 5-0. What? In a final?
Could have been more. Could have been more as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So single-handedly for me, PSG, I think that sort of team, it gave me a bit of hope and life in the fact that hopefully other teams and Arsenal can, obviously I don't want to completely take their identity, but just replicate the fact that we want players running back at their men and attacking. We have good enough quality. We have Saka, who I want to see run at players. Martinelli also didn't have a great season last season, but he has the ability to do all that. So yeah, that's an interesting one. That was an interesting one. PSG, I felt a little bit envious. One of them winning the Champions League, because obviously we want to win the European trophy. Yeah. But also the fact of the start of play, because I need Arsenal to return to that next season. I'm hoping for some difference and style of play there. So we've done. I think we've done a lot of Sesko and Gyorkeres. I want to just kind of cut it off with the last conversations of, I suppose if we get both of them, Curtis. I mean, I don't know if fans are demanding that. Again, in the chat, please let me know. Do you want both or no? Just say both, exclamation mark, or no. One's enough. Just let me know in the comments, because if we had both, we have to get rid of Havertz, really. I mean, and I don't know if fans want to do that.
He's not. I don't think. Well, I think the most important thing is Arteta's not going to do that. You know, he's not gonna get rid of Havertz. For me, I just think the situation we're in, that both will be difficult, because we need a left winger. We're going to sign Zubimendi for 50 million. We're going to need a backup goalkeeper. We probably need a squad player in defence if Zinni and Tierney and all these guys go. Then you're looking for a striker. I think that's way over 200 million. So,
you know, it is over 200 million, but I think you can get both of them within 150. Yes, we've got Zubimendi that pushes it maybe to 200. You're 200-ish, or just below 200. But then you're right. He might get another defender, but I don't think we need that. But he might. We're going to need to get a backup goalkeeper. I think just push over 200. I think you can just cost 200, maybe with like one sale of someone or two sales, even some of the loan players, and you can get both plus the midfield plus the Zubimendi. I think we need another midfielder as well. But
I think we do as well.
Yeah, I don't think he will do that. So you can get two strikers, a midfielder, and a backup goalkeeper, I reckon, for around 200 or just over.
I think the problem you've got Jesus sitting there injured on 250. You've got Havertz, who's the top earner. Then if you're trying to bring in Gyorkeres and Sesko on 150, 200 grand a week, it's just not going to happen unless they were to sell Havertz. But do you know the crazy thing, Seth? Like, we're only 3 days into the window, right? We should all be calm and relaxed. But I'm starting to panic a little bit already, bro, because I'm seeing like United, Cunha announced now and Bremo, and I'm seeing Frimpong, Wirtz, and all these guys to Liverpool. And I'm
Liam
sitting
Delap
there and I'm
tells-
going, we're being linked with Leroy Sané, bro, on a free transfer. So I'm thinking 2 weeks ago, I was saying, yo, I put out a video. I said, listen, Rodrigo and Gyorkeres, yeah, I think we can win it next year if we get them to. I'm
Yeah.
sitting here 2 weeks later going, Sesko and Leroy Sané on a free. Is that? I'm saying, bro, if
My
it goes in
days.
that direction, it's Liverpool and Man City title race again. So I'm trying to stay calm, but I know
You
it's
know
early,
what?
but
You know what? You make a bloody good point. Because I was going to say, are we overreacting as fans? Are we doing the Arsenal fan thing where we're too emotional and that, and seeing other people do stuff and then but you're not wrong. Like, I kind of have PTSD from January. I'm like, we went the whole window, transfer daily, higher welcome transfer daily, and being linked to all these players. And I'm like, bro, we're going to sign someone, and we signed no one. Listen, I'm not saying we're not going to sign anyone this summer window, but I'm also like, off the back of that, could you at least, Arsenal, just please at least confirm and announce one player so then we can be like, yeah, everyone else is signing players, and so are we. We're in that party as well, but we're not. We're moving like fools, and then the hysteria will build. The more the days go on, you're like how you feel now. It's just going to get worse and worse. Give me. Yeah, you go a couple. What we the third? It's only the funny house 3 days in. And it feels like we've been here for a week and a half
already. Yeah.
For a player like you said, it's because other clubs as well in positions that, like Man United, they're not even in Champions League. Like they're down there, bro. They're down the table, and they're confirming players, Premier League proven players. What are we
And
doing?
let's be honest. Like, if we'd signed Cunha, I think we'd be happy about that. It's not like they're signing players that you're like, oh, it's not very good. Like Cunha, I would have taken Cunha at Arsenal as attacking midfielder, second striker. So, and it's because we do this all the time. Like, there's people in the comments and even in my video saying, calm down, it's early. But I'm saying, this is a recurring thing, though. Like, we was on tour last year. We had no signings until Calafiori turned up at the end, and he didn't even play in the last game. So we went on tour with no new players. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and this window's open early this year because of this Club World Cup. So that's given everyone an opportunity to go, listen, you can get your business done a couple of weeks earlier here, have a lot of it wrapped up.
Which I'm going to make a very valid point here. What you're saying is, yeah, last summer, you're right. We didn't sign anyone until like when we was on tour. And I'm saying Mikel Marino, because of remember that was the whole excuse. I'm not going to blame. I'm not going to blame Robbie, because obviously I speak Robbie regularly. He would say to me, Cecil, the Euros have just happened. Teams are still flying, but the deals won't get done so the Euros was in there. So what you've just said there, they've accounted for that for this window and said, look, we've got a Club World Cup. So guys, we'll open it early, get your deals in, we'll pause it. There'll be a little break, then we'll come back. But here's an opportunity to go and confirm your players and get them confirmed before the Club World Cup. Why? Yeah. Why are we? If we've had the Euros in the last window and we realised, oh, okay, we get fed up, we left it to the end. Surely you'd think, okay, we left it a little bit late last time. It's fine. And it is what it is. We end up getting the player, even though Marino got injured from that collarbone and whatnot. But you've seen this happen because of the Euros. You signed the player late. I think it's always good practice to get a player in early, to integrate him with the team early and get them embedded. So surely, I look at Arsenal and think, you must know this. You must know this. Get the players in. And I'm not saying you're going to sign all your summer signings straight away in that small bracket of the early stages of that window. But at least confirm one or two. Bloody hell, man. Like I said, I said other teams are doing it. It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre. Very bizarre from Arsenal. It's frustrating.
And the worst thing is there isn't even really, like, I don't think there's no international tournament this summer either. So it's not like we can't use the Euros and all that excuse this year. Like, and Arteta's in press conferences saying, yeah, we've been working on this summer for months and months. Do you know what I mean? We've already planned it, and but in the media, and listen, this could be so wrong, but it almost feels like they're figuring out whether to sign Sesko or Gyorkeres. Like, well, he's going to be cheaper, but he's going to be higher ceiling. And, they should know now. Like, Man City got Mamouche in January. And their owner said in that interview at the end of the season, he said, we had no plans to buy him in January. He was lined up already for the summer. And because they were struggling, they approached his club and said, look, can we do the deal now? Because we need somebody. We're struggling. And they got the deal done. And they paid it and got it done.
I think our process is just like so many loopholes, like so many hoops he has to jump through. And the reason why, so not loopholes, hoops he has to jump through. And the reason why I say that, Bud brings up Watkins here. That whole thing with Ollie Watkins at the time when we needed a striker in January window, and they said, like, I don't know. Listen, from what I hear, it's Tim Lewis saying, oh, what's his sell-on value? He is old. And he kind of overruled someone, or, well, I'm assuming Arteta, or that not everyone was satisfied. And it feels like if not everyone is satisfied, which, by the way, that's a tough ask.
Yeah.
Like, everyone on board with a signing, then it kind of breaks down. And, I mean, I kind of feel like, listen, I don't know too much, but it feels like Edu obviously left because of a breakdown of, I don't know if it's trust communication or something, and I feel like it was around transfers as well, and he wasn't happy, and that's the reason why he moved on. I think there's some truth to that, and I think that's coming from, in the transfer window, there's just so many things that people have to agree on to get over the line, which is in my opinion, is a problem. Like you said about City, it feels like they saw Mamouche, they got him. It feels like Villa, when they got Rashford on loan, and Marlon and all these players, like they were just like, and essentially they were just like, need him, cool, player, attack, bang, bang, bang. And maybe that doesn't always work. We saw Chelsea spend a crazy amount of money in bringing a load of players. It doesn't always work. But I feel like you can be meticulous with a signing, but Arsenal, we know we've had quite a good hit record, if I'm honest. Some duds, but we had quite a good hit record that they should have a strong enough formula to be able to get things over the line quicker than what they're doing at this stage.
And you know the thing, bro, when you look at it really, and let's just go off the facts rather than opinions. Arsenal didn't buy Watkins in January because Tim Lewis then said he's not worth 60 million. So in doing that, you kind of cost us winning anything. Because I'm not saying Watkins wins as the PSG game, but we've got a better chance with a proven goal scorer on the pitch. And we probably get closer to Liverpool. So they've probably had the conversation, listen, rather than spending 60 million on Watkins in January, we don't really want, let's wait until the end of the season and buy somebody that we really want that can be part of the long-term future. So you've almost threw away last season to make us wait till this summer. And the guy you're going to get in the summer probably is Benjamin Sesko. You could argue at this stage in his career, he's not even more proven than Ollie Watkins. Like, I don't mind doing that if you're buying me Haaland. You know, oh, listen, I've made you guys wait 6 months, but I'm getting one of the best strikers in world football. We go, you know what? I'm not happy, but fair enough. Look at the end product. You've kind of wasted a season to go, oh, here you go, lads. Here's Benjamin Sesko. Give it 2 years. He'll be a great striker. So we got to sit here for 2 years and watch him develop. Like, that's not how big club moves, man. Come on.
And then not even just that. Knowing Arsenal, they'll leave it till like the back end of the window to be like, and now we're announcing Benjamin Sesko. Like, you know what I mean? And here's a new tracksuit to go along with this signing.
You know what I mean? He's 6'5". They're gonna have to bring out some long, stretched out training.
Oh my days! I shouldn't even joke about these things, but this is what it's good. That's how it feels, and no one's gonna like. We're not gonna. It just doesn't feel good, man. It doesn't feel good. That's something we'll do. That's something, like you said. If you're waiting for Haaland, we'll forgive you. We're not. We're waiting for a player that it's not even massively proven. I am quite shocked by how many people have said they want both. I'll be honest. I don't know. I'm quite overwhelmed by it a little bit. I didn't know fans would want. I think we're desperate for strikers, and you hear both and you think, whoa, Arsenal. If I get both. But I think there's a better case to get a Gyorkeres and someone else, or people. I think some people in this chat prefer Sesko. A lot of people prefer Sesko and someone else instead of two strikers. I mean, I gave the argument already in the live about I don't really want profile of players, but yeah, man, it's not. Someone just put it there. It feels like bad energy around the club at the moment. I mean, it's not even. I don't think it's even us that give it. I think sometimes it's just what we go through in these windows. Bad energy around the club. It's what I'm saying. I feel like sometimes it's not. It's not. We're projecting of what's happening. We are living. Rebound boards, I guess, of what's happening. Teams are signing players that are below us and getting Premier League proven players. Like that, actually, you can have a case for Acuna or an Mbeumo over Sesko and Gyorkeres as well. You can say that they're more proven players, and they're eventually going to United, who finished 16th. Like, how can Arsenal fans not be annoyed at that? And I know United fans like don't stop looking at us and being annoyed at we're confirming these players, but I'm like, as an Arsenal fan, I'm thinking, brother, what are we doing? Really, what we like? What's
and
going
you know
on?
what? Yeah, I always say, because listen, people know I put a lot of pressure on the club and the manager, but I always say we're a reflection of the club. If the club's moving correct, the energy is going to be positive all around the place. We've gone out the Champions League, which was disappointing. I feel they gave their best with what they had. We lost to the better team, in my opinion, and they had the better manager as well. But since the final whistle went in Paris, we've had a few Premier League games with nothing to play for, which we just couldn't wait for those games to finish, to be honest. Watching Liverpool lift the title weeks before, and we're doing Guard of Honours at Anfield and all that. Then the season finishes, then it's transfer season. So you think, okay, at least transfer season will lift the spirits. By the way, we've had to watch Crystal Palace parade an FA Cup. We've had to watch Tottenham parade a Europa League that we couldn't win, right? That adds to everything as well. And then you get to transfer season, you're like, come on, do something big and quickly that lifts everybody. You go, right, United have signed Cunha, Liverpool have signed Frimpong, Trent's gone Madrid, Vert's being linked with Liverpool. They just won the league. They're going to spend 130 million on a player. And we're sitting here going, well, should we sign Sesko or Gyorkeres? We'll figure it out. And, we've spoke to Leroy Sané's agent just to see what he'd take. And Zubimendi should be here by the 1st of July, but he's flirting with Real Madrid just in case. And what do they want us to jump around and be happy about? Like, you're giving us nothing right now. We're out here starving, bro.
It's ridiculous. Announcement's coming though. This one, Jamie
Vardy. Bro, do you know what I always say, right? And I've said this on my channel a number of times. I've got a good friend who works at Leicester. I don't like doing the ITK thing. I'm not no ITK, but I've got a good friend that works at Leicester, right? Midlands. And so when Leicester were doing really well, I always had a lot of inside info on Leicester. So obviously when we made the offer for Vardy, he had a release clause in his deal if a Champions League club offered 22 million or whatever he could go. So Wenger triggered it when they won the title. Vardy drove to London Colney that same day to basically sign for Arsenal. He was super hyped. Like, oh my God, Arsenal want to sign me. I've come from non-league.
I remember
Comes to the training ground, and apparently Wenger was saying things like, we'll rotate you because Vardy and Giroud, and sometimes we might play you off him or play you out wide and things like that. And apparently Vardy was like, look, I'm an out-and-out striker. I can't play wide. I'm not rotate. I've just won the Premier League with Leicester. And then he changed his mind. He drove back to Leicester. I said, let me think about it. Leicester offered him crazy deal, and he ended up staying. And then obviously we tried to get N'Golo Kante. He had a 35 million release clause. We triggered it. Chelsea triggered it. Kante wanted to come to Arsenal. Wenger was there. And Wenger had this issue with agents. He didn't like paying agents big money. And Kante's agent wanted big money, and he changed his mind and then signed Granit Xhaka. And then you think, look what Kante did and look what Xhaka did. And then he tried to get Mahrez, but then they wouldn't sell him. But then Mahrez went the year after to City. So you think, imagine those three players at Arsenal, man. Even if you got two of them, or
would have won loads more. Would have won loads more.
Yeah.
Wenger's, if you look at the players that he missed out on, there's a whole line of players.
Oh.
There's Beckham's, there's Ronaldo's, there's Kante's, there's all of them. So he missed a lot, and I mean, Arsenal's story could have been a lot different through those years. That Vardy, I didn't know that Vardy story though. I didn't know it.
Yeah.
Player. I didn't know that. I kind of knew about the Kante thing, but I always thought, because of the French connection with Wenger getting French players and all that, and I really thought at that time I was going to get him, but Chelsea, I knew it was kind of probably over money, but yeah, that's annoying also. Good
You
to
know what?
know.
I was thinking, do you think we need French players? I'm wearing the French Arsenal merch now, but apart from Saliba, I saw something the other day that I don't know how true this is, but I saw that Arteta hasn't signed a French player since he's been Arsenal manager because Saliba was signed by
Yeah,
Emery.
before. Yeah, before.
So, and I don't think we've got any French players, have we, apart from Saliba?
Yeah.
Do we need to start getting some of these French dons in, man? Bring that Vavavoom back to Arsenal. You know what I mean?
I might have to start campaigning that, Yeah,
Telling you,
because
man, we need some French dons.
yeah, man's never pulled out a French flag. I've always got the
Yeah.
Spanish, Brazil. I've always pulled out an Italian. Yeah, you might be right, mate. You know what? And you know what? Funny enough, speaking with again, let me pick up the name.
Go on, just name drop, do it.
Michael Richards yesterday, and he was just like,
Okay.
the talent was we'll just chat for a while yesterday. The talent coming through in France, the academy and that, and the like the young player. Well, you can see it. People can. You're not blind. You lot see Zaya Emery, Doué, but even more than that, there's ballers in there. Yeah, we got young talent come through in England, but in France, there's some top young quality talent. You make a great point. Why are we not delving? I mean, yeah, why are we not delving into that market? I wonder if Arteta can speak French. I say that because he can speak. Apparently, he can speak 7 languages.
He must be able to. He played for PSG for a couple of years, didn't he? So he must have.
What I do know is that, yeah, that's true. But so I wonder if he's got. But I don't know why he's not looking in that direction because there's some serious players there. Serious players. Oh, maybe we get you should be Wenger, like you should be. We should have.
Man.
What's going on? We have lost that Vavavoom for real. Built off that.
He probably hears Henri questioning him. He's like, I ain't buying no French players, man. He's criticizing me again.
Oh my days, the middle finger to him. That's what he's thinking. Yeah, French players. Let me read these quick super chats. Prince Brandon comes back and says, Sesko being used as a facilitator. Our RB system don't suit. And then Canadian Gooner 1995 says United get Mbeumo, Cunha, we get Zubi and Sesko. This what was. Do you know what? It wasn't really supposed to go down that angle of this on that live, but when you actually look at it in hindsight, it's like now I'm even more annoyed. I'm getting annoyed. It's free, and people said to you, calm down. It's early in the week. Like I had my work lot saying Cecil was 3 days. Like relax, and I'm not the one that normally gets frustrated at things so early. I don't do the whole, Turkish at times. Like brother, I've been here year after. I know what's going. I'm like brother, just relax, man. But now I'm like, people are doing deals. And players that I wouldn't even mind. Players I wouldn't even mind at Arsenal. And it's like, what the hell, get it done early. And you'd think that the club would know. I'm not saying the club have to act as a fan in the sense of we spoke about Tottenham winning the trophy, Palace lifting the trophy, Newcastle lifting the trophy, and fans' response to that. We get a lot of heat for that and people laughing at us. I don't expect the board to think that way and think, well, let's try and get a run over the line so then it kind of pulls off the heat. They're not going to think that. But at least think business-wise, that like we mentioned earlier, the Euros was last summer. We didn't get him in early. We could have got him in early so he integrates better in the squad quicker.
Yeah.
The World Cup's opening. You said there wasn't any international tournaments. Obviously, there's CONCACAF got the Gold Cup and stuff.
Oh,
Depends if we're going to sign players from the US or Canada and Mexico, probably not. But at least get these players in that first bracket of the window.
I tell you what, it'd be good if he signed a Jamaican player just for the video would be banging, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? You have to do a yard man.
But after Sterling coming, I'll be honest, I'm scared to even. Do you know, every time we have to disrespect Sterling, I could feel my ancestors just licking me in the back of the head with a slipper, like, yo, left him now.
It's bad, isn't it? You feel like when man asking you about Sterling, you're like, I don't want to disrespect the culture, but I gotta be honest at the same time.
I was saying, bro, like it was tough having him at Arsenal. Well, the way he was playing, I just couldn't defend. Bro, they were singing. They sing when he's on the pitch. If Sterling scores were on the pitch, that is a liberty, brother. If Sterling scores were on the pitch, they were singing that the whole of the Arsenal fans. I was like, brother, do you know this guy used to put England on his back?
It was elite, bro.
He was unbelievable. Like we're singing if he scores were on the pitch, and then when who was it?
I never heard that,
Yeah, if Sterling scores, we're on the pitch. If Sterling, I said,
that's
and then Sagu Jr. come on against, I think it was Ipswich. Sagu Jr. come on. They said if Sagu scores, we're on the pitch. I said they were just singing that about Sterling, and now they're singing it for Sagu Jr. I said, this is crazy. No, Caviar. Sorry, Caviar. It was Caviar. Sorry, Caviar. So Caviar's just come on. And I was like, he is an academy player, and we're singing the same song for. I said, no. I said, this is mental. This is mental.
We signed Sterling too late, man. It's like signing a mashed up car, man. The engine was done. It's too late, bro.
I couldn't believe it. I said that blew my mind. But yeah, listen, he should be back now. Back to
Chelsea.
Yeah, get rid of that. Sorry.
Feels like he never played for us. I swear down, it feels like Sterling never played for us.
Honestly, for every performance he had was meh. Was meh. So that it wasn't good. But Jamaicans, I would love one. I mean, we watched the Jamaica team. There's talent there, but Arsenal level, I wouldn't want to be dissing my countrymen, even though the vibes would be mad. They'll drop hella tracksuits as well.
They're mad.
Their campaigns with the Jamaican representative, like, come on.
Yeah.
We're gonna close off in 5 minutes. Ben A says Robbie mentioned Bacola on Transfer Daily. Wink, wink, lol. He did do the rumor rater though, and he put it quite low. I don't think it's realistic that we'll get Bacola, quality player. Wouldn't mind it at Arsenal, but I think it's kind of unlikely, and I think you'd demand a lot of money. Do you want to close off, Curtis? I mean, the left wing debate. You spoke about Nico Williams. Just kind of close off with just what you kind of read today. I know there's a lot of. We're doing a keep buy sell. Make sure you guys watch the ones that are coming out. Everyone is doing one. Curtis, have you done one? Yeah.
Yeah, I've done one, bro. There's a lot of people being sold. I can't lie.
I've done one as well. I was being realer than I even thought. I tried to take away the selfie tax. Some had some selfie tax in there. But most of the time, the whole thing. I even mentioned, okay, this is partly selfie tax. Most of it was authentic. I think there'll be some shockers that fans will be like, "Right, I didn't think it'd be that brutal on some players." I know Ty done one. Robbie mentioned it today. That was quite a funny one. Dan Potts has done one. There's so many to come. Laurie's done one. White Yardy's done one. There's a lot to come. So, but the reason why I mentioned it, sorry, is because the Trossard and Martinelli always seem like a sticking point for everyone that sat down at that table. So, left wing talk, Nico Williams. Let's go, Curtis, and just we'll close off with left wingers.
Yeah, so obviously, I think Ben Jacobs put it out today that Nico Williams has begun talks with Bilbao over a new contract. Salary will go up and the release clause will go up. So for me, I don't know how anybody else feels. I wasn't completely sold on him anyway at 51 million. So if his contract's going to be even higher and the release clause is going up, I think you've got to then step away from that deal and maybe go for someone else. But the left wing market, man, it's 2 or 3 years ago, there was so many good left wingers. Now, they're saying Rodrigo's probably going to stay at Real now. He wants to obviously have pre-season with Xabi Alonso and prove himself. So you're probably, who are you looking at? Maybe Lookman, Barcola, Leao. Leao would be expensive though, man.
Leao would be lovely, but
maybe Rashford, man. We tried that argument for a few years.
I might have to bring it back. I flip-flopped on it because I said I wouldn't want. There was a time I was I campaigned. We all campaigned.
Yeah,
and that was the right time because he that was a few summers back, and that season he went mad. And then obviously
that's when he was doing that every minute, innit? Scoring every week,
every minute. And I was like, okay, cool. And then someone said, I cooked on that call back then, and then obviously Man United I think they killed him if I'm honest. And then he went Villa, had a bit of a spike in form, and there's definitely a good player in there. I just feel like it's got to be the right place. Rashford, I'm still undecided if I would want him at Arsenal, but if we don't, I'd rather have him than not have him though. I mean, if we don't sign anyone,
you know what? Yeah, Rashford in an Arteta system would not work, bro. You know how much defending Martinelli does on that left-hand side with an inverted left back. Rashford ain't doing that. He ain't defending like that.
That's a very good point. And also, I'm campaigning. I'm going to get a bit against myself because I'm campaigning that I want players to run at their men, which Rashford, I think that he's the best at going in behind and running down and having the defenders facing their own goal. But we, like you just said, we don't play like that. We don't play like that. So, and if Arteta is telling him, one, to defend, and two, don't run, come back inside. We want to get out to get over to Saka. Rashford ain't having that.
Ain't gonna work.
He ain't having that. We like to go down that right side and favor that Saka side. Rashford's not being told, listen, I need you to, in transition, get the ball back across to give it down. So he'll be thinking, brother, why have you brought me here then?
Do you know what, yeah? I want to ask you in the community before we round up then, yeah? So let's say Nico Williams is off the table now and Rodrigo's off the table. Who would you be thinking about on that left-hand side then for us to go for? Because there's not that many good options.
I think it's a good point because Mbeumo's gone now as well. I know he kind of moves on the right side, but even that, like, I think you look at maybe Semenyo might be tough. I know he's more right as well, but he can play both sides. He's very comfortable, both-footed. I'm seeing people big up in the comments. They're saying people like Matoma, but even that is going to be hard. Gordon is a great shout, but he's going to cost a lot. Kudus has always been up there. Again, he can float between either side. Yeah, I think the names are Semenyo. People are saying Kudus. I haven't got a concrete answer because I think we're going to try and keep both, as in Martinelli and Trossard. I think Trossard is the most likely to leave. I mean, this would be a dream. Sorry, not getting Adeyemi. I love Adeyemi, but I think he's a quality player. Another one. I know he doesn't. For me, I've been screaming for Eze.
In the 10, I'd love Eze. Yeah,
not for left, but in the 10. Yeah. I mean, Anthony Gordon I like because I think he's similar to. Weirdly, I think he's similar to Martinelli. I don't know why I say that. I just think he's very much
runs a lot.
Quick, and can whip a ball into the box. So yeah, some people are saying
they're not great options though, are they? You know, some of them at 10 can play on
the left is weak.
Yeah. It is weak. It is. You know, we'll probably end up with like Sané on a free or Grealish or something. You know what I mean? Jadon Sancho on loan.
I don't know how he fits in. I feel like Jadon Sancho is a very good. Well, from what everyone says, even players, they speak so highly of him. Sorry, we need to wrap up soon. But I think, again, I think Sancho is a very creative player that needs the free reign. I don't think Arteta gives that. And unless you're a young player that buys in to Arteta, you are. If I listen to you, I'm gonna have an amazing career. I think Sancho has a bit of a bravado. I don't want to say a bravado because I hate when players who said that about me when I was or clubs used to say he's got a bit of an ego. But I think Jadon Sancho has a bit more to him to say, brother, like let me just do my thing. Don't, you know what I mean? I think he's one of those players. I'm a creative freedom maverick. Let me do what I need to do and you'll get the best out of me. Not tell me I need to be here and defend here and be in this pocket. So that left side has to be the right profile of player. It really, I think even Trossard kind of felt that a little bit because he's not a bad. He has got technical ability and quality player, but I think sometimes he's stifled because Arteta doesn't want him to do that. I mean, they keep showing that clip of him making my man do the splits when he did that chop at Spurs, and I'm like, I've seen him do techie stuff, and then when Arsenal up like 2-0 or 3-0, I see him taking the piss a little bit, but I can feel like Arteta's looking at him like, yo, stop that, just do what you need to do. So the player that comes in on the left, if we put someone on the left, has to be, I don't want him to be, but I feel like he has to fit Arteta's profile of just listen to what I'm telling you. Otherwise, you will not be in this side and it won't work, which is a shame, actually, if I'm honest. That's a bit of an issue. But yeah. Sorry, long-winded answer. Do you have an answer? Do you have an answer for that left side?
Not really. But I wanted Rodrigo, man, and then that's kind of gone. And there's not like Lookman, I think, has improved a lot. I wasn't sold on Lookman a year ago. Now I'm kind of like, maybe I would take him. But he still doesn't make me think, wow, that's a game changer. I like Leao. I'll be honest. I like Leao, but he's very inconsistent and he doesn't work hard defensively. So again, does he work in an Arteta system? But then maybe Arteta's got to change that system a little bit and go, I've got to free them up a little bit. Free up the wingers a little bit.
And he won't. And I keep going back to it because I like to watch and listen to other people speak. And obviously, even Thierry Henry says, listen, back in the day, we did work. Like, we worked hard back. I think now it's even more focused on that. And it's very clear, like, unless you're a superstar player, and even if you're a superstar player, our superstar player, by the way, is Bukayo Saka. And he has to work hard back. The reason why I bring up is Slot, well, Salah speaks about Slot when he said, Slot allowed me to I said, I'm best just staying high and doing what I need to do. And the team had to work and facilitate that by covering Salah's defensive duties. Arteta's not doing that. because he doesn't do it with Saka. So what makes you think he's going to bring in a player on the left to Arsenal, a new player, and say, "Don't worry, brother, these are all run for you. You just do." He's not going to do that. So I don't see it. I don't see it happen. It's annoying because I would love us to be like PSG. Just let the attackers go and do. Just let them fucking enjoy and do their thing, man.
You know what? I think Arteta's got to look at himself a little bit there and say, "Look,
100%.
Saka's torn his hamstring, so maybe you're making the wingers do too much defensive work, bro, and you need to leave them up the pitch."
Yeah,
you know.
Thing. Martinelli,
I was just seeing there, Lookman scored 15 goals in the league and 5 in the Champions League, so he's had a good season. You know, maybe.
He's bounced around a lot of clubs in his career, but
he did. He struggled in England, but
big time. But maybe this might be the time. He might have found a new lease of life. If he has the right club, you get the best out of him. Sometimes that's all it is. It's being at the right club. We know that. We've been players, and many other players would say the same thing. Sometimes it just clicks in the right place, right time. But listen, time to close off. We've hit over the hour mark. I'm happy we have, because I'll be honest, I was nervous about this one, even though me and C, we get. Listen, we're good. We get it going. We as in we can talk and give you that you need for a show. And thank you as well, Curtis, for joining me, brother. I enjoyed this live and good conversations we had. Hopefully next time I'll be trying bringing some guests. Some star guests. I'm gonna get on to Nathan Teller now and see if he can give us any insight.
Get Micah Richards on as well, man. He's an Arsenal fan, isn't
he? He is. All right, fair. I'll ask him. We'll ask him. Why not? Why not? They can only say no. And I think this show deserves a bit more sprucing up. But listen, thank you everyone that's joined us. Big up everyone in the community. Please like the video on the way out. There's 2,000 viewers. You're closing. You're kind of leaving. Just hit the like before you leave. Thank you for joining us. And subscribe if you're new. And check out all the content coming up throughout the off season. We've got plenty coming your way. Like I mentioned before, the Keep Buy Sell. We've all done one, and here's a little trailer to Turkish's one that's already been out. That's currently out at the moment.
Keep, bench, sell. The cards here. Starting at the top. How are we going to start with this one? There's a lot of cards here, you know. Sterling better not be part of this. He is part of it. Raheem Sterling. Less said the better. I've talked enough. Kai Havertz. Again, I'm going to remind people this is my opinions. That's it, people. Comments, let me know. Too harsh as usual or too real? Let me know. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe.